This really sucks that this has to be my first YouTube live video. So, uh, this channel was really, the intent of this channel was always to be for the purpose of Formerly Me, which was my body transformation and weight loss journey for the past year plus, and that I'm still doing actually. And that's what the intent and purpose of this was always to be. But due to some family drama, my oldest daughter has, with her streaming internet life that she has for herself, she has decided to involve her rest of her family into that drama that she has imposed upon us all. And there's been a lot of things. I was not aware that she was live streaming while she's sleeping. Like, who does that? Like, who just puts on a camera and just films herself while they're sleeping? But again, I don't understand the current culture of what people will watch as entertainment or to pass the time. I see guys are connecting. Yes, I am getting a Corvette. I'm getting a Corvette C8 next week. That's been, I guess, the talk of most of the comments. And I've been on IP2. I've seen the post, and I've read a lot of the comments. So as they say in Reddit, the gold is always in the comments. So Maya West, since you want to dox me and put my home address out on the internet, blast me and my social media accounts and the things that I'm trying to do with my life in the world, I'm doing this live as kind of my response to that. Now, I'm not trying to seek retaliation. I'm not. I really am not trying. I'm not trying to be vindictive. But the point is that I raised you on my own for 13 years. 13 years as a single parent. Never been the best parent in the world. There's a lot of parents out there probably have been in similar situations to what I'm in right now that can totally identify with what I'm having to deal with right now. I'm dealing with a whole bunch of crap right now. But I'm an adult. And I'll deal with it. I'll deal with it and I'll move on. But Maya, you just started being an adult, and you've never had to pay for really anything in your life. You've never had to be responsible for bills. But that all ended last night because you decided to call the cops thinking that I'm going to threaten your life and kill you, which there is no record of that. Completely false, but just to get attention from the internet and increase your view count and likes and subscribers, whatever your aims were, you basically acted out a scenario where your life was in danger. You called 911. So this is completely self-imposed. You evicted yourself before I had a chance to. So congratulations, Maya, or Tessi, or however you pronounce that bullshit name. You played yourself. As DJ Khaled would say, you done played yourself. And more to the point, yes, I'm pissed. I'm angry. Who wouldn't be angry right now? Who would not be angry right now with having the lives put out on the internet, etc.? Now, I've already put a lot of my life on the internet. For those of you who have been seeing my Formerly Me videos and making the memes and doing the screen captures and finding my public posts on social media, yeah, that's open game, because when I put something out there publicly, I'm accepting both the good and bad of that. And as an adult, I can make that conscious decision and consent to that. But what I never consented to was being part of her live stream and her recording while she's sleeping and capturing the altercation that happened between me and her younger sister, Tina. Yes, I was hot. Yes, I was pissed. I was level 99 pissed going off on my daughter. Every parent's had that moment when you've gone off and you just went super raw with your emotions. And so, yeah, I did. Now, I've seen the comments. Yes, I do have a temper. I admit that. And I'm actually got anger management classes scheduled. So for those of you that have recommended anger management, it was already something being discussed and worked on. So that is happening. But what you're doing, Maya, is malicious. It's vindictive. It's negative. I just, for the past, I was up till 6:30 in the morning watching your bullshit live stream, watching other content where you're going after people because of either a disability, their ethnicity, or disease, or a thing like cancer. That is horrible. And the problem is I'm as your father, this is not the person that I raised. I did not raise you to be evil or to do negative things like this to other people and cause other people grief and harm. Because that's what you're doing. Now, it's one thing, do it to me and all your followers. your fanboys, your, I don't know what the labels are for these guys that are like, I don't know if they're simps or white knights trying to come to your rescue. You can rescue yourself. You're completely capable of rescuing yourself. But no, you got to be the damsel in distress. You got to play the victim. But at the time you're doing that, you're going after people and you're causing damage. And it's real damage. It's called real world damage because there's real consequences to the stuff that you put out on the internet. So for all that negative energy and all the bad that you put out on the internet, as your father, I'm gonna always love you. I'm always gonna say I don't want no ill to happen to you. I don't. I cross my heart. I don't want nothing bad to happen. If something bad happened to you, I see. That's the thing. For anyone that's a parent out there, I hope you understand what I'm doing right now because I'm so angry and so upset. Yet, when you love somebody, when you freaking love somebody, if anyone's out there ever really love someone with the core of your soul, and then they do something to really hurt you, betray you, it is just, it's truly being stabbed both in the back and in the heart. Because not only did she stab him in the back would have been one thing. That's what she did when she posted those streams a couple days ago because I didn't know about it. But since then, now that she knows that I see her lives, and now that she knows that I know what her YouTube channel is, now I'm being stabbed in the chest. And that is a completely other feeling when you look at someone that you love and they're just stabbing you in the chest through the internet. That's what this is the best way I can visualize this for all you people out there. I don't want you to go. I don't want people to attack Maya. I don't want people to do nothing negative to Maya. I don't want nothing bad to happen to her. What I'm really doing this for, there's a couple of reasons why I'm doing this. One is because I feel like I need to defend myself to some degree, address this. One, the smart thing to do would be not to even address it at all and hope that it blows away and it goes away. But the problem is with the power of the internet, these things like this may never go away. I'm still getting emails. I'm still getting, there's things coming at me from all sorts of angles. And I'm like, my God, this is probably just getting started. But what I'm here to really do, the ultimate purpose of this whole live is just to ask you out there that are on this IP2 platform, Reddit or Twitch or whatever other streaming services that she's putting out this, drama, self-imposed drama bullshit that she's putting out there about her sister, now me. Come after me. Maya, you can come after me all day long. You could talk shit about me all day long. You could talk about my books. You could talk about my career. You could just come after me. I'm an adult. I could take it. But your sister is a minor. Your sister has had to be front row and center to all your drama for the past 8, 9+ years of 5, 6. So, folks, I saw the comments about, she needs mental health help. Me and her mother have spent over $40,000 in the past 7, 8 years on her mental health and well-being. She has been to psychiatrists and psychologists in Germany, in Arkansas, and in Texas. She has been to at least six doctors. She's been to 2 behavioral health institutions. She's been on multiple medications, had multiple diagnoses. So as a parent, yes, it's my job to make sure that any concerns for both her mental and health well-being gets addressed. So she has been to doctors. The last doctor she went to, she flat out refused the medication because she quickly looked up the side effects and saw that weight gain was a possible side effect. And when she asked for certain medications that he was not comfortable prescribing for, because she did her research, she basically wanted uppers because she wanted to lose weight. But he refused. He said, this is not safe for you. And she essentially walked out and refused this treatment. That was the very last doctor she ever went to. And I had to drive almost an hour away to get to that doctor to take her to those appointments. But that's the kind of person there that wants to, when I hear people accusing me that I'm a pathetic father because I never got her medical treatment, I have records on top of records and bills on top of bills. I've paid for $5,000 ambulance rides for her. I've done all of that. So as a parent, anybody out there that can associate with that, I've done above and beyond the call of duty as a parent to try to get her help. She also refused therapy. She was seeing 2 different counselors and therapists in Arkansas, and then here she was seeing 2 different counselors and therapists, and eventually none of it worked because therapy and counseling, you have to be invested in it too. You have to choose who you want to be and what information you're going to take in, and if the counseling is going to work for you or not. She never wanted it. She never did because she chose who she wanted to be, just like she's choosing who she wants to be right now. And who she is is not the person that I raised. It's not the person that she was when she was young. She used to be a super sweet girl. I used to, when she'd have a birthday, I would blow up. I would blow up because I didn't have a helium tank at the time. I would literally blow up 100, 200 balloons and fill up a room with balloons. I'd fill up a room with balloons so she could just have those memories. There's been times where, as a single parent, for any single parents out there, that it's tough. It's one of the hardest jobs in the world. Single mothers, grandmothers, aunts, uncles, people that have to raise a kid. It's freaking hard. It's hard. I've traveled the world with my two girls. They've been to over 28 countries in this world. And I've given them everything I could to give them wonderful memories, to give them wonderful life experiences. We're here in the Woodlands, Texas, which anybody can Google Woodlands, Texas. It normally makes the top 10 best places to live in America. I brought them here so they could have cultural diversity, so they could have access to great schools, because we were living in Arkansas. We were in North Little Rock and Cabot, Arkansas. We were in Cabot, Arkansas because she was being bullied. And so one of the main proponents of me taking them from Arkansas, moving down to the Woodlands, was to give them opportunities, access to better education, and to get them into a multicultural, diverse environment and community so she wouldn't be bullied like she was in Arkansas. All of that I did for her as her father. And this is how all of that effort, all of that energy, all of those decisions I made in the best interest of my daughters is repaid to me, because she captured me going off on my youngest daughter because she wouldn't listen to me. Yes, I said a lot of things I'm not proud of. I said a lot of things about my ex-wife, which is Maya's mother, and I have to thoroughly apologize. If you ever watch this, Iman, I'm sorry. I should be a better person than that. I really should be. And I'm sorry. I should have been a better husband. And in hindsight, I guess you could say I should have been a better father. But it is what it is. This is where I'm at now. I'm going to ask you, Maya, you can come after me all you want. You can do your lives to your heart's content. Do you? You can talk shit about me till the cows come home. Leave your sister out of this. For your followers, your fans, your white knights, your simps, or your, assistants, leave Tia alone. She's a minor. She's got the rest of her life ahead of her. She has done nothing. Tia has done nothing but be the best possible sister she could to a person like Maya. That is the God honest truth. If I implore anything out of anybody, just leave Tia out of this. This is my YouTube channel. Y'all can comment. Y'all can, blast me away, me to hell and back. Y'all can email my company. You can email. Just come at me. Do what you want to do. Do it to me. But don't do it to my daughter. Tia does not deserve this kind of bullshit. So I'm imploring to you guys out there, please, just if you see people going after Tia, jump on her ass for me. I mean, gang mentality and a positive effort. That's the best way to say it. There's so much negative gang mentality out there in our country. It's so full of fucking negativity these days. But I would like to see some positive gang mentality where people go after the people that are tagging a minor. She just turned 17. She doesn't need this drama in her life. She doesn't. She doesn't. Let me give you an example. Tia, we would be traveling and she would carry Maya's luggage to the airport because that's how lazy Maya is. I hate to even talk bad about Maya, but there's some truth bombs for you, Maya, and your followers. Your sister often carried your luggage to airports. Your sister was always the one calming you down when we were going through some bad times. Your sister was always in your corner. And then you turn around and you want to go to her room and invade her privacy, put cat shit in her closet, put trash in her room. I mean, who does that to somebody? Your sister brought you Starbucks on a regular basis. Your sister was too good to you. If you want bottom line, your sister was simply too good to you. And then this is how you do that? I let you move back. Thanksgiving of 2019, You went to a police station to emancipate yourself, which is stupid. You should have did a Google search on what that means and what that requires. Police have nothing to do with that. But you know what? You know more about that than I do. But you went to a police station with Matt and his mom, Miss LeBay, that bitch. I'm not going to pull a punch to that woman was a bitch because she bought all your bullshit hook, line, and sinker. Oh, you're such the victim. And then when she got on the phone with that officer and said, I'm willing to take her home, I thought she meant she was going to take you to my home. And when she said, no, I'll take her to my home or a female shelter, I was like, what? Because she honestly believed I was abusing the shit out of you. And I was like, really? And then when I finally saw your face of how you put on such a show for the police officer, such a show for Miss LeBay and Matt's all there being the white knight hugging you like he's some kind of dude. He's a freaking weasel of a man. He's not even a man. And I'm sitting there looking at this scene going, really? This is what I'm coming to after Thanksgiving. I'm seeing that he's like, I don't want to live with you. It's like, but then if she's going to take you, you know what? You go live there. And I looked at you and I remember what I said. I said, go live your life. And it wasn't even 2 months that your mother was messaging me on behalf of Miss LeBay saying, it's not working out. They want Maya to find another place. I'm like, well, where's she going to go? She has no income. She has no job. Long story short, you turned 18 in April of last year, and it was like 4 months. Well, April, 4 months, 4 or 5 months of being out the house, and you essentially got kicked out. And I said, you could come live with me. And I told you, as an adult, I only had 2 simple rules for you. The 2 simple rules was keep your room clean and don't do drugs and illegal activities in my house. That was the basic 2 simple rules I gave you. And you couldn't follow either one. You just couldn't. And time again, I had to deal with you disrespecting me. I had to deal with all this stuff. And then we moved because I sold my house and we moved. We moved right after Christmas. And look at this now. Now we've come down to this because I don't know how long you've been doing the streaming shit. But now here we are. We're at this point now. This is my life now. This is my life now, dealing with the fallout of your self-imposed drama. I appreciate a lot of the positive comments from a lot of you guys. I read a lot of the comments. I went through, IP2, went through your site, saw the posts. I do not appreciate the posts of nudity of my daughter because she's still my daughter. Whatever she chooses to do with her body and her OnlyFans or whatever sites that allow that content is her decision, her choice. I may not like it, but I don't need to be shown it. So I'll also ask that have a little bit of respect there. I know the internet gives everybody that level of anonymity. No one's going to, I'm anonymous. No one's ever going to find me. But, it sucks when they do find you. It does suck when they do find you. So I just ask for just a little bit of respect there. Everything else, open game. Y'all want to talk about how fat I am? You want to talk about how old I look, how ugly I look? I'm doing something about it. I go to the gym every day. I mean, the Krav Maga video, I don't even weigh that much anymore. I mean, I'm freaking, I lift weights. I work out. Trying to make myself a better person. I'm enrolled in, I'm going to be seeing the therapist soon for anger management because that will benefit me as a person. Has nothing to do with Maya. Has everything to do with me. I do some other things I want to address. Yeah, Maya did go to a detention center. She didn't go to jail. I mean, she was arrested at school. She did something stupid. She live streamed taking Xanax that she bought from somebody at school. And as an idiot, live streamed it so that everybody at the school knew that she took Xanax. And then she live streamed that she was taking more and had it with her on her persons at school. And real life consequences, people turned you in, people snitch because, that's what people do. And you got caught with it and arrested. In fact, you were stumbling around the hallways under the influence of the Xanax. You just stumbling around like a fool and got arrested. You was sent to a detention center. In fact, you were sent to the detention center twice. And who was there to pay your detention center fees? Who was there to sign you out of it and pick you up out of it? Who was there to take you to juvie when you would miss your bus because you couldn't wake up on time? You couldn't get ready in an adequate amount of time. Who was there to drive you to school? But no, none of that matters to you, because all that matters to you is, whatever this Insta fame that you think you're achieving. But you know what? This funny thing about Insta fame, the old saying is get your 15 minutes of fame, and it's called 15 minutes of fame for a reason, because there's going to be somebody else that's more interesting, more talented, and more intriguing than you are that will come along. There was once a website called MySpace. A lot of people don't even know what the hell that is. And now Facebook's probably going to go the way of dinosaur, because there's other platforms that are more popular and more trendy than what those are. So everything has its time and place, just like your 15 minutes of fame. So I hope you really enjoy all this attention you're getting right now, and all the view counts and streams and video clicks. Hope you really enjoy it, because when this all runs out, when the white knights and simps and your fanboys turn their backs, or they migrate over to the next person that's the new king of content, queen of content, whatever the labels are here, then it's going to be a cold, cold reality that you don't have your father in your corner anymore. I'll always love you, but you don't. I don't want you in my life anymore because of what you've done. It's going to take a lot of time for these wounds that you've inflicted to heal. It's going to take a lot of time. So you watching this, Maya? If you're watching this, I'm going to talk to you right now. And for people that understand, the parents that understand what I'm about to say, this is as real as it gets. Don't you ever come home. Don't you ever come home after what you've done. You go ahead. You're an adult now. Go live your life. Go make your money. Do the things you do that make you happy. You get one life. I call it the choose your own adventure that you get to make every day with your choices. I hope you make better choices. I hope you have positive, great things happen in your life. I hope you make all the money you could ever want to make in your life. I hope you have all the things you want in your life. But don't ever reach out to me. Don't ever say how you doing. You don't need to know. I'll be fine. I've always been fine. I was a foster kid. I grew up in Central Louisiana in foster care. I lived in a double wide trailer, Central Louisiana, a place called Cottonwood, Louisiana, for those that want to Google that. Cottonwood, Louisiana, which is like 20-something miles outside of Leesville, Louisiana. And if anybody knows anything about Leesville, Louisiana, it's right next to an Army base called Fort Polk, Louisiana. That's where I grew up in a double wide trailer. I grew up with chickens. I grew up in a small community with a Pentecostal church. I survived 7 raptures, and I survived 1 quarantine of COVID. I can survive this, Maya. But I hope that you can survive when all of this fame and Insta fame goes away. I hope that you have the tools and ability and the money from all of this. I hope you save your money well. Stack those dollar bills out, because they say save up for a rainy day, because one day it's going to come raining, and I hope you're all right, because I'm still your dad, but I don't have to do anything for you. So I see a lot of hearts on here, guys. Thank you. Anything else I need to clarify for anybody? The memes on the Corvette are funny. I'm not going to lie. Whoever did the blue C8 meme, that was actually pretty funny. Trust me, memes and some of the positive comments and humor is what's getting me, through this right now. It really is. I don't want to talk about my ex-wife. She deserves better than what she's getting from the internet right now. So I could ask that, respect her privacy, but you know what? Internet's the internet. So what can you do? But, please, for Tia's sake.
21's out back.
So
Wider, those are all things.
So, when did it all go wrong? In my opinion, it all went wrong when me and her mom were having problems in our marriage. When her mom moved out, there was a lot of drama and strife in our family life. I think that really caused a lot of issues for Maya. She immediately started having behavioral issues, which that's when the doctor visits and a lot of different diagnoses came. Every time she'd go to a different doctor, we'd have a different diagnosis. So she one time threatened to jump out of a 4-story apartment window in Germany, in downtown Wiesbaden. And that caused a lot of attention to be given. And she's been on several different medications in her life. I don't want to list them all, but she's been to multiple doctors, and it just, as a parent, you look to a medical professional to basically give you your answers. Tell me what I got to do to help my daughter. And the first diagnosis, I'm not going to list her diagnosis. So the first, again, I actually have a little bit of respect for your privacy, so I'm gonna keep that real. But with each diagnosis, we'd be like, okay, what's the therapy? What's the treatment plan? But then nothing was working. We eventually see another doctor, get a different diagnosis, try a different medication. And it's just like there's no silver bullet when it comes to behavioral health or mental health issues. There's no silver bullet. I wish there was. And we tried multiple doctors, multiple medications, multiple treatment plans, counseling, therapy, and didn't work. What do you think of? I don't know who EBZ's vet is. My vet is 2021, all black, red leather interior, LT2 package. I did do the front lift suspension for those of you out there that don't like to curb your bottom out your car. Corvette update. Corvette is scheduled to arrive end of next or this coming week. Her mom was indeed hot. She is still hot. There's so many comments. Hold on a second. I appreciate the positive comments. And as far as people talking about having a father like me, I'm not a great father. I'm gonna be as raw and real. I mean, I just did what I thought was the best. It's not always the best. There's a lot of books on parenting, but until you're a parent yourself and going through it yourself, it's tough. It's one of the toughest things out there. And when you have to do it on your own, man, there's a lot of times where you're just crying at night, figuring out what am I doing wrong. There's a lot of times where you're just having to lock yourself in the bathroom, cut the shower on. I mean, I don't know how many parents out there can identify with that one, because you can't let your girl see you cry. Especially as a father, you're not supposed to let your girl see you cry, right? Because we're men. We're not supposed to be emotional, but we are. We're human beings. Any human being, we have emotions. This is this is going to be definitely a memory that sucks for me. I pride myself in trying to have the best memories, but this is definitely going to be one that sucks for me for a long time. What about Tia's okay? Thank you for asking. Again, I ask again, just please, if you see people attacking Tia, just say, hey, chill out. She's a minor. Leave the girl alone. She didn't deserve any of this. Maya's an adult. I'm an adult. So we're open season. The fact that I'm even doing this live stream, I'm putting myself out there. I'm putting the target on my chest, on my head, on my back. It was already there because of Maya's live streams, but I'm now doing it. I'm basically openly consenting to saying, Internet, do your worst. I'm not challenging you, Internet. I'm not challenging you. I'm just simply saying, just leave Tia alone. What book update are y'all asking about? Are you asking about my books? If you go on Amazon, I have over 50 publications, various nonfiction and fiction works. Maya wants to say that I paid for all my books. Yes, I buy several hundred copies a year because I donate books to schools. I mail books to fans. I did a charity calendar recently where I raised $540 for 3 charities. I do what I can because, some people like to use the internet for a little positivity, try to make it just a little bit better place than than what they see every day. We see, people, rioting everywhere. We see, discord. We see, our lives, kind of being put on hold because of COVID. And so, so what if I'm trying to do something to just shine a little bit of a light somewhere? I mean, isn't that the better aim of something than to be destroying people or criticizing people and just attacking people and hurting people? Isn't that something to try to do with a lifetime? With my energy and time, isn't that something that is worth something? Oh, acting. I'm not an actor. I'm not an actor. Now I could public speak. Someone on a comment said I had a book on public speaking. I do have a book on public speaking. I've spoken at conferences, events around the world. But as far as acting, it didn't get any better than that 911 call that Maya made. That if you want to talk about almost Oscar worthy acting, then you can see Maya and Tessi in that video. That was some pretty good acting. Let's see. I give up on my again. If you've been through everything I've been through in the past few years, like I said, there's a lot of reasons why I'm at where I'm at, and so it's not just this one instance that all of a sudden broke the camel's back. There's been a lot of stuff piling up over the years. Zobane, you're asking to have permission to marry your daughter. If you're talking about Maya, can do whatever she wants. Maya can. Oh, that's stupid. I will not do more. I don't intend to do more live streams. I never intended to do this live stream. Am I going to Banatee when she's 18? Tia is hopefully going on to college, and to which I'll be supporting her going through college. I know reading chat's not content, but I don't really have nothing else to say, so I'm about to wrap this up. Yeah, she's definitely misled by a community of people that don't have her best interests at heart, and probably, provoking or egging her on to keep being this version of her that she's choosing to be. But I'm gonna just wrap this up because I said everything I felt I needed to say. So once again, I'm just gonna implore you out there on the internet, please just respect Tia's privacy, respect her privacy, and Maya, enjoy your life. Enjoy the life that you've created for yourself and the situation you've created. And I'll close out by wishing you well. And I wish you the best, and I love you.